Hello and welcome back to our training where we talk about how you can get more done in less time using the power of Prosperity Central. And on our training today, we're going to continue talking about PhoneBurner and how you can use this tool to power through your calls at a rate of 60 to 80 dials per hour so that you can really get more done in less time. But before we get into our training today, once again, my name is Jeff Osnes. I'm your host, I'm your trainer, I am your tour guide as we go through this Prosperity Central system. Now, what is the Prosperity Central system? It is an online contact management system designed to help you manage, organize, and follow up with your prospects in an effective and efficient way. It was specifically designed for the network marketing industry. However, anyone in sales can really benefit from this tool. So if you know somebody in sales or network marketing, take a moment now and share this video with them so that they can start to learn about this amazing tool. Now, let's jump into our training today. Now, like I mentioned earlier, on our training today, we're going to continue talking about PhoneBurner and how you can use this tool to really turbocharge your prospecting efforts, the calls that you'll be making as you're prospecting. And on our training today, we're going to be talking about the general settings, just some general settings within the PhoneBurner tool. So we're going to go to Marketing. We're going to go down to PhoneBurner. Click on PhoneBurner settings and you'll see the general option right here. So we're going to go ahead and open up the general settings. On this training today, I'm going to give you an overview of all of these. Some of them we may dig into a little bit deeper on some additional training. So right now we're just going to do an overview. The first option here is the ringing. Do you want to hear the ringing when you're making calls? Personally, I like to have the ringing on. It helps me stay focused, keeps me from getting distracted. If I hear silence, I'm liable to go and start checking emails while I'm doing my prospecting calls. And then I get distracted, then somebody answers the phone. Anyway, I prefer to have the ringing on, but of course you can turn that off if you'd like. Ringing duration. So as you're making calls with PhoneBurner, the system can automatically stop calling a contact after X number of seconds. The minimum is 25 seconds, and you can allow it to ring up to 90 seconds. Now, of course, that doesn't control how or when a call goes to voicemail. So if somebody's voicemail picks up after, let's say, 70 seconds, and you have it set to 60 seconds, you may never reach that person's voicemail. It'll be ringing and ringing and ringing, and then at 60 seconds, PhoneBurner will stop trying to call that contact, and you'll have to mark them as no answer or something so that you can move on to the next call. Now, in my experience, if you set this to about 35 seconds, in my opinion, it's the best of both worlds. I don't get stuck listening to it ring and ring and ring for somebody who doesn't have a voicemail configured on their account, but it also gives me plenty of time to catch most people's voicemails. Will I catch everyone? No, but I like 35 seconds. Automatic email delivery. This is a really handy option if you want to just quickly disable sending emails during your dial sessions. So you know how over the last several videos we have created and assigned several emails to different dispositions. That's a lot of settings to update and turn off if you decide one day that you just don't want to send emails, and maybe it's just for a specific session or specific day. You don't want to have to go in there and remove every email and then go back in later on and update all the buttons to have emails assigned again. This way you can actually just disable email delivery, the sending of emails during your dial sessions. I'm going to leave that on for right now. Remove duplicate numbers in a session. So this isn't super common in our industry. However, if you're making calls to contacts and you have multiple contacts that may have the same phone number, maybe you have a husband and wife, you may not want to call both of those contacts in the same dial session. So by default, this is set to yes. So it'll only add one contact per session with that number. If any other contacts have that same number, they would not be allowed in the same dial session. And for most of us, that is just fine as is with that set to yes. And most of us probably will never run into that because we're not calling companies where we're calling a directory and then trying to reach a specific person at that company, where we might have multiple contacts at the same direct dial phone number. The next one, show member name in note timestamps. Totally up to you. Obviously, you're the one making the call, so you don't necessarily need to flip that on. This is more for large organizations, companies that are using the system to kind of manage their entire sales organization, and they have contacts that may be shared amongst other users. So they want to make sure that each timestamp in the notes are all flagged or logged with the specific user, the specific person who made those notes, who dispositioned it that way. And then call begin webhook and call end webhooks. We're not going to be talking about these in detail, but just real quickly, these webhooks allow us to take contact data from the system, from Prosperity Central, and fire that information off to some other location so that you can log calls in some other system if you need to. Like I've mentioned in several other videos, we will be talking about webhooks, just not right now. That's something that we're going to dive into in a future training. We're going to spend some specific time on webhooks. And so that is a quick overview of the general settings within the PhoneBurner tool of Prosperity Central. And as you can see, Prosperity Central is here to help you boost sales and growth. It is a super simple system that helps you present your opportunity, organize your contacts, and track those contact activities so you know who to focus on and when to focus on them. There is a 2-tier affiliate program built in so that you can start building a second income stream, all while helping your team take advantage of tools they should be using anyway. It is mobile friendly and it is priced just right. Now, speaking of price, there are 3 account levels: basic, professional, and premier. The basic account, free for life. That's so everybody on your team has no excuse not to have a Prosperity Central account. Everybody should have a Prosperity Central account so they can plug into you and your training. Now, for those that are serious about building a business, they should upgrade to the professional. $24.95 a month gives them everything they need to manage, organize, and follow up with their prospects. And for your team leaders, those that are serious about building an organization, they should upgrade to the Premier account. $49.95 a month gives them the tools to create customizations within the system and then share those customizations with their team, including a custom training page. Now, if you've not set up your Prosperity Central account, you need to go do that now. Go to prosperitycentral.biz. Once again, prosperitycentral.biz. Go there now and set up your account so that you can start getting more done in less time using the power of Prosperity Central. Thanks again, and happy prospecting.